Every console's got their own fair share of cool and weird accessories, and the Xbox 360 is no exception. Accessories for consoles are mostly there to enhance the experience for the user, like a rechargeable battery pack. Xbox users like me love this one. They usually make the console better or to make you feel like you just pissed money out the window. The Xbox 360 is mostly known for how awesome Xbox Live was, but in order to play on Xbox Live, you needed Wi-Fi, of course. When the Xbox 360 first launched, you had to get an extra attachment in order to play online. Later releases of the Xbox 360, the S and the E, finally introduced built-in Wi-Fi, so the extra attachment wasn't needed. If you're like me and want to use a skateboard as a controller on your computer, you could do that with the wireless gaming receiver. With this, you can use all your wireless accessories on a window-based PC. Accessories like racing wheels, Guitar Hero guitars, and even standard Xbox controllers were all usable with this little thing. This was honestly a really good idea. It gave multifunctionality to your accessories other than just the Xbox. You can use them on your PC as well, as long as you had a Windows-based PC. Yeah, sorry Mac users, you can't use this. A lot of the accessories were supported, so if you had a PC at the time, this was perfect for you. For the most part, these gadgets were actually useful and they added something to the Xbox 360's functionality. I take that back, what the fuck is this? You needed some of them in order to experience the Xbox 360 to its fullest extent, like the Kinect. The Kinect didn't come out till the later half of the Xbox 360's lifespan, and it honestly just made things harder to navigate with the 360. You could scroll through the menus like you have the Force, do video chats with your friends, and play certain titles that were compatible with it. Oh yes, I've been waiting for this my whole entire life. I can finally tell my Skyrim inventory to sort itself. Sort by value. It's mostly just a gimmick to compete with the Wii, and it was basically useless unless you wanted to play certain games. Some games were built around motion controls, like Microsoft's solution for Nintendogs, Kinectimals. I actually had some fun with this one when I was a youngin'. It's like there's a tiger in my room and he's my pet! Some games tried to replicate the magic of the Wii and Wii Sports like Kinect Sports. Okay, come on, it's a straight ripoff. You could do better than that. You could also use the Kinect for sports games like Madden for some reason. But Just Dance was perfect for the Kinect. You didn't even have to hold a controller, so I feel like it's got a leg up on the Wii in that stance. For the most part, I like the Kinect, and it made things interesting for the Xbox 360, and I'd rather have it there if I wanted to play it than not have it at all. The Xbox 360 chat pad for the controller. Now this one's one of my favorites. The chat pad was specifically designed to talk shit at lightning speed. If you weren't a skilled D-pad user to race through the keyboard on the screen, this was made for you. I owned one of these, and I'm gonna be honest, I hardly ever used it. I would just forget it's there and type normally. I mean, nothing's wrong with it, but realistically, are you really gonna use money on that? You could just use that money on a new game or a media remote. The Xbox 360 media remote was released alongside the console, and it was designed to use the 360 as more of a TV. You could navigate the menus and use it to watch shows and movies. This one's just crazy. Use the controller like a real gamer. The only time this one would be useful is if you're using the universal media remote. This one's actually pretty cool because you can use the remote on your TV and your Xbox 360, so you don't have to have all your remotes next to you at once. For some reason, Microsoft felt the need to release another media remote in late 2011, but this time it was black to match the later models of the 360, so it's cooler. Who bought enough of the first one to where they thought, yeah, let's make another? The wireless headset. The Xbox 360 wireless headset was exactly what it sounds like. It's a wireless headset. It's designed to make you feel like you're in Mission Impossible or taking a very important business call. Boom, now you can trash talk people while making food. But your kitchen's gotta be at least 30 feet away from the console or else you'll lose signal. Here's a review someone made in 2007. Take his word for it if it's good or not. Now this headset is the classic headset that everybody owned. It sounded like you were talking through a trash can. For me, I used this one hours and hours at a time. It was only comfortable for a little bit until my ears started getting literally crushed. If someone was trash talking you in the game, there was probably like an 83% chance that they were using that headset. Early on in the Xbox 360's lifespan, they had a massive focus on arcade titles, indie titles, and retro games with the Xbox Live Arcade. And this allowed you to play retro classics in an updated way. To complete the experience, Mad Catz came out with the Xbox Arcade Game Stick controller. This was designed to give you that retro classic feeling when playing in the Xbox Live Arcade. It's got a joystick, and then on the other side, it's just a regular analog stick, but there's a wheel underneath it that kind of resembles the Atari paddle controller. This is honestly a pretty neat way of playing those older games. It's like you're actually at an arcade without being there. You just gotta spend $50. Accessories that assisted gameplay. Optional accessories that made the gameplay more immersive were running rampant during this era. You ever wanted to feel like you're driving a car at your setup? Boom, got something for ya. Racing wheels were created to make you feel like you're actually driving the car. Okay, these were dope, I'm not even gonna lie. If I had money for one of these suckers back then, you know I would have had it. I think these are a super cool way to play racing games, especially if you're not old enough to drive. There was a flight controller that came with the limited edition version of Ace Combat 6, and there was also the Guitar Hero guitars that came with Guitar Hero 2. When I put one of those on, I instantly felt like a badass. Skateboard controller was also created for the Tony Hawk game, Tony Hawk Shred. I actually found this one at my local game store, so you know how to grab it. Game show type games like that one game called Seen It come bundled with 4 wireless controllers called big button pads. These were supposed to resemble game show buzzers, or the nurse call button at the hospital. On the controller, the big button at the top is for the buzzer, and then the 4 little ones below are for answering multiple choice questions inside the games. I don't know, man. At this point, you could just use the controllers. Like, I just feel like you're buying this for nothing. Just do this with the controller. It's the same thing. You get the same buttons on the Xbox 360 controller. Faceplates are something that was really cool in the Xbox 360's first couple years, and I wish that they kept creating them because they were so cool. These things were a neat way to flare up your Xbox 360 for cheap. They ran for about 10 to 20 bucks, and you can get dozens and dozens of them spanning across almost every single franchise that was on the Xbox 360. They were such a cool way to customize your Xbox 360 without too many steps. It was super easy just to snap the faceplate of the Xbox 360 off, and then you could just replace it with customized ones. They sold a plethora of these back in the day. Like, you could find one for any game, sports games, GTA, Halo, any game you could think of, and there was a faceplate for you. The Xbox Live Vision camera, released in September of 2006, was kind of like the Kinect before the Kinect. You could do video chats, take personalized gamer pictures. Some games even allowed you to take pictures of yourself and create an in-game version of yourself with the camera. You want to play HD DVDs on your Xbox 360? No? Alright, well, it looks like we're just gonna have to discontinue this product. The Xbox 360 HD DVD player, released in November of 2006 and then discontinued in February of 2008. And this was a little DVD player that you could plug into the back of your Xbox 360 and play some HD DVDs. The rubbing alcohol in the open wound too is that this released at $200. For $200, might as well just go get a DVD player on the side. It did come bundled with the universal media remote, so if you didn't care for the DVD player, at least you got a little bit of use out of that. I mean, it looks cool. It resembles the OG Xbox 360. I don't know, man. I just don't see that much use in this DVD player. Let's just be honest. Who's going to go out of their way to spend $200 on this thing? Overall, the accessories for the Xbox 360 were a mixed bag of, yeah, I could get some use out of that, and what the fuck is this piece of shit? Most accessories for consoles are usually pretty useless and are only there for a gimmick that can only be fun for around 25 minutes until you just say, fuck it, give me the controller already. I'll give it to Microsoft for always trying to compete with their competitors, but they've crossed a line with this one. At the end of the day, accessories are only really there for if you got extra money to throw around with the system. If you were like me and had no money for games back in the day and had to sell games to get games, then you were spending all your money on games and accessories were just not in the picture at all. The only accessories I could really get behind are the ones that add value to the system, like the Kinect. As much as that's janky, it's still fun to mess around with. But with this one, it's just like,
it's the biggest piece of dog shit.